I'm Sam, and I'm going to walk you through a yoga practice today. We're going to be focusing on lengthening the spine, strengthening the spine. We're going to be working into the legs and into the hips today. And also we're going to be really focusing on the breath and expanding the chest. In these kind of times that we're going through at the moment, there's a lot of concern, and it's really important to try and stay focused on our breath, and also to make sure that our breathing is smooth and full capacity as well. So that's going to be some of the focus today. So as we start, I just want you to find Tadasana, so mountain pose. So we're going to take the feet underneath the hips and knees, lining up all of the joints. And be aware if the feet do turn out, that the knees are going to turn out also. So just try and feel nice and aligned there. And you can do this practice anywhere in your home, just needing a yoga mat, perhaps a blanket if you'd like to pad the knees, and possibly a yoga block, or you could also use a book. We can really kind of work with these things. So, finding Tadasana, just bring the focus to the feet. Feeling the whole of the feet here. And you can close the eyes or lower the gaze to bring the attention inward. So notice the toes, the pads behind the toes, the heels, and feel the arches of the feet. Being aware of the whole of your feet. Feeling connected with the ground before we start. And then just start to notice the weight. Notice whether you're perhaps leaning more into one foot, leaning forward into the toes, or perhaps resting more in the heels. Just being aware, we're not judging ourselves here. If you're leaning forward, you might be kind of eager to do something, or holding back in the heels. Just being aware. So try and make that weight nice and even. If you had 4 corners in each foot, just making the weight nice and even. And then as you find the weight even, know that you can stand into those feet, lengthening the spine, lifting the skeleton and lengthening up. So you're really strong in your posture, feeling strong and connected. The feet are connected and grounded here. And then just settle on the breath. Notice how your natural breath is. We're not trying to change the breath in any way here or control it. Just noticing how it is today. So you can spend as much time as you need here, as much time as you've got. And then we'll start to bring a bit of movement in when you're ready. On the next inhale, we're just going to float the arms up, and they can come up in any direction. It doesn't have to be dead straight in front, out to the side. Just notice where the shoulders feel good. Inhaling, lengthening the arms up, and then exhaling, bringing the arms down. So really being aware that you let the breath lead the pace here. Don't try and fit the pace to your breath. Fit the breath to your pace, rather. So as you exhale, slowly lowering the arms. Take them in different directions. See what feels good for the shoulders. And again, you can close the eyes, lower the gaze to stay nice and focused. Notice if there's any kind of feedback in the shoulders as you're moving. Very likely, very common to have kind of tension in the shoulders, especially with all the uncertainty going on at the moment. So don't be judging, just noticing. Just aware, go easy through those areas. And feel as you lengthen the arms up, feel that you're able to lift, drawing yourself up, keeping the feet nice and grounded. We're still nice and connected here. And then finishing the round that you're on, I'd just like you to take a couple of rounds opening the chest. So we're going to inhale the arms forwards, drop the arms back, just draw the arms down and back. So we're really working into the chest here, softening those strong chest muscles, pectoral muscles. Softening into the shoulders still. So really don't rush it here, just allow the breath to lead the pace. Take your time. Enjoy resting your attention on the breath. And we'll do one more here. Okay. So we're just going to warm into the hips now in readiness for some of our poses. So I'd like you to feel a nice strong connection without shifting the weight. We don't want to start to lean over. We're just going to take the weight into the left leg, resting and bringing up the right. So we're keeping the weight into one side, but we're not leaning into that side. Keep it nice and central. We're just going to start to sweep the right foot around. So we're working into the hip, opening the hip. Inhaling, opening the hip. Make it nice and slow. Inhale as you sweep and exhale. Pause. See how the balance is today? You can always rest a hand on the wall here. If you're at home and you've got that available to you, or hold a chair. So really working with what's good for you today. And then if the balance is feeling good, you can start to lift, opening the hip. So like opening again, lifting, opening outwards, noticing any feedback in the hips. I've got a nice clip going on here. It's perfectly fine. And noises in the body are fine. It's just looking out for pain. We don't want to push ourselves to pain at any point. Do a few more here, just resting when you need to. We're weight bearing on one leg, so the ankle will tire. It's good to joint load. It's good to weight bear on those ankles. Just do one more like this, or sweeping round if that's where you're at. And then coming back to our central pose, mountain pose, and then taking the weight into the right foot, starting with that sweeping action again. You can find a point on the floor to stare at for balance. Keep pressing away out of that ground foot, really lengthening the spine here. And we're using core muscles, which are your abdominals, your obliques, your spinal muscles. Keep the body nice and stable. And then taking that into a lift. Nice and controlled. working with the breath. Inhale, lift and open, and exhale, soften back down. Again, resting when you need to here, pedaling the ankles out. Or if you're with me, just do a few more on this side. Let's do 2 more. And then coming back to our mountain pose there. So we're going to work into goddess pose. You can give the feet and ankles a little bit of attention there if they're feeling a little bit achy. Just pedaling them out, being attentive to the body. So we're going to come into goddess pose now, which is a wide leg pose. So we're going to step out nice and wide. Kind of think like underneath the, if you took your arms out to the side, underneath the wrists. And then we want to point the feet towards the corners of the mat, so kind of 10 to 2. Just being aware of kind of where your stance is. You want to feel nice and solid in the feet, nice and connected, just like we started. And then we're going to work with the breath then. So we're looking for our alignment here. We're going to inhale, lift, lengthening the spine. And then as we exhale, we're going to bend the knees and sit down into it, drawing the shoulders back, drawing the elbows back, so we're opening across the chest. So we're working with the breath at your own pace. As you're moving, as you're sitting down into it, we're not pushing the bottom back here into a squat, and we don't want the knees to come forwards either, so they're going to start to pull on the cruciate ligaments, so we want to keep the knees back, keeping them above the ankles, working with your breath. Sitting down into it, keeping the chest lifted. And again, if you're happy to, you can close the eyes. If the balance isn't quite there, you can do this with the wall quite kind of closely behind you, so you can feel that kind of support. You don't need to lean into it. And making sure that the knee's not coming over the ankle. If it is, you need to step out a little bit more or not sit as low. So we're opening through the hips here, releasing any tension building up in the hips, strengthening the legs, and also working through the chest. So you can keep moving like this or take a hold. So if you're holding, keep the weight nice and even. We don't want to be kind of back in the heels. Feel it in the toes as well as the ankles, heels. Draw the arms back, lift the chest, soften the shoulders back. So we've got cactus arms. Or you can take it to Namaskar. If doing that, draw the chest above the hands. Find a point to focus on. And let the breath just be natural here. Don't try and draw it in and control it. So coming out if you need to, or we'll do 2 more if you're happy to. Always resting when you need to. And then inhaling back out. So we're going to just swap that around so that we can really open through the chest. So the same move, but we're just going to inhale as we sit down into it. So we're going to start lengthening up as we inhale, sitting down. So we're drawing the arms back again, but we're drawing the air into the chest. So we're really stimulating the lungs. Work at your breath pace again. can always heel toe together and rest if you need to. And then taking a hold again for a few breaths here. Drawing the arms back, bringing the hands down to Namaskar if you're happy to. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine, press into the feet are nice and strong, legs are strong. And soften the shoulders back, we don't need to hold tension there. Focus on the breath, you've got this. Coming out if you need to, or taking 2 more breaths. And then inhaling back up. And we're going to heel turn together. So take a rest if you find that your shoulders are kind of feeling it. You can roll the shoulders. If it's more the hips, just wriggling the hips. Bit of a tension, or if it's the ankles, just giving them a bit of attention. Whatever it is for you, everyone's different here. So, and then I'm going to show you where we're going to come to next. So if you've got a block or wouldn't be yellow pages anymore, would it, that size? So maybe, yeah, a book or a block or something like that. Then if you've got kind of, if you're more petite, you've got your arms aren't as long, then might be useful here. And we're going to come into a forward fold, a wide forward fold, and we're going to work into a little bit of a twist, so stimulating the digestive system, helping to detox anything out, and also stimulating into the chest again, really helping that breathing, helping to, again, detox anything on the lungs, remove any impurities in the lungs. So we're going to take the feet forward, so we stepped out nice and wide, but the feet are facing forwards. So we're not really wanting them out to the sides here. So facing forwards, we're going to bend the knees, pushing the bottom all the way back. And then we're going to bring, first of all, before we use our block, we're going to bring the body down. So we're really allowing, pushing that bum back, allowing the spine to kind of hang out of the lumbar. Really nice stretch for the lower back here. So there's a lot going on. You can fold the arms, and you can just make a little bit of movement here if you like. Allow the breath to be nice and natural. And this is quite a relaxing pose as well, believe it or not. If you are finding things quite stressful, coming into an inversion where you bring the head down low, below the heart, it stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, so it starts to make us more relaxed. So you can take some breaths here. It's also, as I said, really good for the lower back. So I'm going to do that, taking some breaths there. And then we're going to bring it into a little bit of a twist. So this is where your support here, if you want to use that, comes in. So keeping the bend in the legs, keeping that bottom push back, we're just going to press one hand into the ground. We're just going to lift the other arm and take the gaze up if you're happy to. With the inhale, exhaling the hands back down and swap into the other side.